Greetings, I'm Ms. Kingsley, and this video is about converting customary units of measurement. So before we get started on learning to convert units of measurement, let's remember what they are. So I'm going to hold up a ruler. So this is 12 inches. It is also called 1 foot, as you may know. So it's the same length, whether we call it 12 inches or we call it 1 foot, but we're using different units of measurement. If I bring up another ruler and put them together, say out loud how many inches you think this is. If you said 24, you got that right. It's 12 inches here plus another 12, or 2 times 12 equals 24. Now, it's also 2 feet. So that's a different way of conveying the same length of measurement, 2 feet or 24 inches. So today we're going to learn a lot about how to go back and forth between different units of measurement. And these are the units of measurement that we're going to be working with specifically. And I recommend writing these down at some point so you have your own little information to keep for yourself. And here's how I wrote it down on an index card, and we'll come back to that later. But remember, you can pause this video at any time and come back to parts of it. So on this chart paper, I'm showing you a number of conversions that all have to do with inches and feet. So if you will, pause the video for a moment and try to find the patterns. There are a number of patterns when we look at converting units. Okay, let's take a look. Up here, we're converting 1 foot over to how many inches? And 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. And we do that by taking the number of feet and we multiply it times the number of inches in each foot. So if we have 2 feet, we're going to multiply the 2 times the number of inches in each foot and get 24, like we saw with our rulers. I can do that with any number of feet that I have, and I'll come up with the correct number of inches for the same number of feet. So if I have a 10-foot long board, let's say, then I have a board which is 120 inches. I take my 10 feet and I multiply it by 12, which is the number of inches in each foot. Now, it gets a little tricky when we go the other way. If we're trying to go from number of inches to the number of feet, instead of multiplying, we now divide. So you can think about it. Are you trying to go to a unit which has more of them or fewer of them? So we have 12 inches. We're going to divide the number of inches by the number of inches in each foot. So 12 divided by 12 equals 1. 24 divided by 12 equals 2, and it's 2 feet, and so on. And I can do that with any number. Down here, I just did 120 inches divided by 12, which is the number of inches in each foot, gives me 10 feet. So that's the same length in different units of measurement. So now we're going to look at the steps when you are converting from one unit to another unit. So step 1 is you need to remember or look up the relationship between the 2 units. For example, I say 1 yard is equal to 3 feet, or 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. These are the relationships that I put on this card, and I recommend you put on a card as well, or a piece of paper or something in your math notebook if you have one. Okay, step 2 is you really need to think and decide, are you going to be multiplying or are you going to be dividing? So do I multiply or do I divide? So here's my tips here. If you want more and smaller units, then you're going to multiply. If you want fewer and bigger units, then you're going to divide. So we're going to do a little practice of this so you see how that works. Step 3 is simply do the math. And of course, as always, remember to label your answer. So here we are, we're going to look at some practice problems. Well, these I'm going to do with you, and then I will give you a number of practice problems to do entirely on your own and give you an answer key at the end. So here we go. We have 4 feet, and we want to know how many inches it is. So first I need to remember or look up my relationships. So see if you can figure out which relationship we care about, and I'm going to show you. So on this one, we care about 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. You'll notice as I go through these problems, I always like to put the 1 on the left side, no matter what the unit, and then how many it turns into on the right side. And you'll see why, because it helps us figure out, are we multiplying or dividing? So let's go back to our problem. We have 4 feet, and we're trying to turn it into inches. So we're going from this side over to this side. So we're going to end up with more units. So that means when we go this direction, we're going to multiply. So then we take our 4 times 12, and we get 48. 48 what? It's 48 inches. And that is our first problem. Okay. Let's go on to our second problem. Okay, now we have 90 feet, and we want to know how many yards. Okay, we look up step 1, what is our relationship that we care about? And in this case, it is 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So let's look at which way we're going. And this time we're going from feet to yards. So we're going to have fewer yards. If you remember a yardstick, it's quite big. It is made up of 3 feet. So this time we're going to divide when we're going to a smaller number of units. So we have 90 divided by 3, and we take our basic fact, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and we add our 0. So we have 30 yards. So 90 feet is the same length as 30 yards. Let's do another one. We have this time 60 yards going to how many equals how many feet. So again, what is our relationship that we care about? And it is the same one. 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. Which way are we going this time? This time we're going from yards to feet. That means we're going to have more of this unit of measurement than we started with. So we're going to multiply. So we have 60 times 3. So we take our basic fact, 6 times 3 equals 18, and add our 0. And our answer is 180. 180 what? 180 feet. Okay, we're going to do one more, which is a little bit tricky, and then I'm going to give you your own practice problems. Okay, so here we go. We have 5 yards, 2 feet is equal to how many feet? So now they've given us a mixed number here, mixed information, yards and feet. So what we already have some of the feet, and we want to find out the total number of feet. So the relationship we care about is yard to feet, and we are, for our yards, going this way from yards to feet, so we're going to end up with more feet, so we multiply. So here's how this looks. We take the 5 yards, and we say 5 times 3 is equal to 15, and that's going to be 15 feet. Then we still have these 2 feet, so we add that to our number of feet, and we get a total, well, I should do it down here for you, so 15 feet plus 2 feet equals 17 feet. So our total answer is 17 feet. Okay, so now it is your turn, okay? So when I'm going to put down these problems, and just like I wrote them out on a piece of paper, you can too. These are not long, lengthy problems. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video when I say 1, 2, 3, and then write all these down and work them out as best as you can. I did step 1 for you by giving you the relationship on the right side. So the problems are on the left side. The relationship for each problem is on the right side. Okay? So your turn to practice. Please try to do it, and then I'll give you an answer key. Not going to go through each one, but just an answer key. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, pause. Okay, you're back, and the answer key is next. All right, I will leave it up there for just a little bit so that you can pause the video here and check your answers and see if you figured out, are we multiplying or dividing, and by what, and did you get the right answers? So that is it for today on converting units of measurement. And I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.